Alright, I'm going to show you how to use the generator and then to use the slide as well as all of the measurements for the tanks. So to start the generator, just push it in. If it's cold, it can take up to 20 or 30 seconds to start sometimes, so just be patient. There we go. So after the generator starts, you wait until you hear the beep from the microwave, and that's when it's safe to turn on appliances or to do the slide. You only need the generator if you're not plugged into power. So there's certain things that will run off of the coach battery and others that will only run off of power or the generator. The things that will only run off of power or the generator are the electric slide, which opens up the side of the RV, the microwave, the induction stove, and the 2 DVD players in the bunks. Everything else works off the coach battery. So I'm going to show you how to use the slide first. Before you open and close this, everybody really needs to be out of the RV, but certainly nobody on either the dinette seats or the bunk beds. Any extra weight just causes problems with the mechanics of the slide. When you slide it in and out, it has to go one smooth motion all the way out till it stops. And when you bring it in, the same thing, all the way in until it stops. So I'll show you how to do that. There's this slide extend retract. We're going to extend the slide. Alright, and then so these are your, if it does get below freezing, this black and gray on, those are heaters. The 2 tanks out there are actually wrapped in thermal tape. If you turn those on, it'll keep them warm so we don't have any water issues. If you're not hooked up to city water, you need a water pump to use the toilet and the sink, you only turn that on when you need the pump. But when you're hooked up to city water, the pressure from the city hose gives you enough pressure. So this is your liquid petroleum gas. That's your propane. It's 2/3 full now. When you bring it back, just make sure it's 2/3 full. This is your coach battery. Batteries are full. The things that charge the batteries are being hooked up to the RV campsite, the generator, and even the Ford chassis motor charges the batteries. Without being plugged in, your batteries will run for 4 to 6 hours. Your fresh water is empty. I'll put a little more fresh water. It's actually 1/3. It's blinking 1/3. So there is some fresh water in there. Your black water is empty. That's your toilet. Your gray is empty. So as you use the shower, the sink, the toilet, just keep checking on these. When you start to see this 2/3 light up, that's when it's certainly time to start thinking about emptying it. The AC will work again when it's only plugged into 110, but it's really hard on the compressor if you just have it hooked up to the 110. So you either need to have it hooked up to 30 amp. If you're getting ready to go on your trip and you don't have a 30 amp plug, just turn the generator on and run the AC. We're not gonna kill you on the generator hours. So to turn the AC on, it's just an old-fashioned thermostat. Turn it to cool. There's an AC unit here right above us, and then there's an AC unit in the master, and they're both controlled separately. The heat is the same thing. It's a propane heater. You just turn it to heat and the temperature you want, and it'll keep you warm. There's plenty of natural or propane in the unit to keep you guys warm. And then this is the auto leveler. Taylor said he didn't want to use that, so but I can show that to you guys if you want. I'll go back and show you how the bathroom and the bedrooms work, and then we'll come back up to the front.